Let you all open all your three eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Let's start with the Sadguru Vandanam. Nithyanandam Paramasukhanam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gaganasadusham Tattvamasyaadilakshయం Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Let's go through the disclaimers. Security measures. No photography, video, audio recording. Important cautions. Please be aware of the important cautions. What is spa manifestation? Let's hear from Bhagwan himself explaining what is spa manifestation.
All the 25 states of consciousness, when they happen in you due to your chemicals and hormones ups and downs, it is powerlessness. When it happens in you out of your free will and consciousness, it is powerfulness. That's all. When you fall into sleep, it is powerlessness. When you enter into sleep, it is powerfulness. When you fall into dream, it is powerlessness. When you decide to dream, it is powerfulness. So I have added the ultimate powerfulness, Turiyatita, in your whole being and doing. Manifest all the powers. Understand, power manifestation is nothing but cognitive shift. It is not work. It is cognitive shift. Understand? It is just cognitive shift. It's not work. Work is a 4-letter word. Power manifestation is cognitive shift, playing with life, playing with being alive. Static matter, dynamic activity, strategic existence, all these three has no boundary. You are one with it. You are alive in everything. Everything listens to you. Everything decides as you want. Power manifestation is cognitive shift, raising your frequency, not work.
Now let's understand who is Paramashiva. Bhagwan himself has beautifully explained the Paramashiva in all of us.
Paramashiva does manifestation, maintenance, rejuvenation, pulling out of delusion and liberation. He resides in his supreme Paramashiva Swarupa as Ajomuha or Adhomuha, unborn, beyond form, formlessness. Is Paramashiva Swarupa. That Paramashiva Swarupa manifests with these 5 faces as Sadashiva, Tatpurusha, Vamadeva, Ahora, Satyojata, Ishana. 5 faces he manifests and does the Panchakritya, Srishti, manifestation, Sthiti, sustenance, Samhara, rejuvenation, Trobhava, pulling out of delusion, Anugraha, liberation. Understand? He does all these 5 jobs. Through these 5 phases. Now listen carefully. Tatpurusham, Vamadevam, Satyojatam, Ahoram, Ishanam. These 5 phases does Panchakrityas. Each phase, each dimension is not just one F-A-C-E phase, P-H-A-S-E phase. It's not just F-A-C-E, P-H-A-S-E. Understand? The creation, not just creation getting created, even sustenance need to be created, destruction need to be created, and pulling out of delusion need to be created, liberation need to be created. Then creation, manifestation need to be maintained. Maintenance, sthiti itself need to be maintained. Destruction, samhara, the rejuvenation need to be sustained, maintained when it is happening. Pulling out of delusion, trobhava, need to be maintained when it is happening. And anugraha, liberation, need to be maintained when it is happening. Those micromilliseconds when it is happening. So understand, Satyojata Murti as 5 phase, Ishana Murti as 5 phase, Vamadeva Murti as 5 phase, Agora Murti has 5 phase, Tatpurusha Murti has 5 phase. So, Tatpurusha Murti has his 5 phase, Agora Murti has his 5 phase, Vamadeva Murti has his 5 phase, Satyojata Murti has his 5 phase, Ishana Murti has his 5 phase. All these 5 Murtis, 5 phases put together is 25 phases of Mahasadashiva.
Bhagwan beautifully explained Paramashiva. Now, who is His Divine Holiness Bhagwan Nithyananda Paramashivam? Let's hear from Bhagwan himself. Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagwan Nithyananda Paramashivam is a reviver of Kailasha, the ancient Enlightenment civilization, the great cosmic borderless nation. Is an avatar from and is a supreme pontiff of Hinduism. His Divine Holiness Bhagwan Nithyananda Paramashivam has made science of our manifestation, yoga, temple-based university for humanity, Sovereign Order of Kailasha, led by His Divine Holiness Bhagwan Nithyananda Paramashivam and Nithyananda Order of Monks, Nuns, Hindu diasporas are working for global peace to give superconscious breakthrough to humanity. Nithyananda Hindu University, world's largest with extended campus in 150 countries, is collecting, organizing, preserving, time capsuling, decoding, spreading and reviving 20 million source books of Hinduism and 64 sacred arts, science like Ayurveda, music, dance, sculpting, astrology, Vastu, and many more. His Divine Holiness Bhagwan Nithyananda Paramashivam is 293rd Guru Mahasannidhanam of Shamala Pita Sarvanya Pita, ancient apex body of Hinduism and present emperor of Surya Vamsa Surangi Swamrajyam. His Divine Holiness Bhagwan Nithyananda Paramashivam has survived the worst persecution of multiple assassination attempts on person and character by anti-Hindu elements. Beautifully, Bhagwan now explains who is His Divine Holiness Bhagwan Nithyananda Paramashivam.
Everything is infinitely powerful. You realize your potentiality. You establish yourself in the completion, space of completion. You are God, that's all. All of us are gods. The first experience is that I was able to see everything around me, above me, the whole 360 degree. I realized not only I was able to see, I was able to feel, experience the skin of the stone on rock on which I was sitting and the skin of this body. Both carry me equally. In both I exist equally. Sangha is a place where the tattvas are taught to you, and till it becomes satya, you are supported. Akhadas are basically founded by Sadashiva himself. All is ganas, Shiva ganas. Exactly the word gana means. In your length, breadth, depth, if you are filled by Shiva, you are Shiva gana. All the Shiva ganas formed the first Akhada. Later on, much later, Kapila Muni organizes Mahanirvani Akhada. Then all other Akhadas. As Mahamandaleshwar of Mahanirvani Akhada, the oldest apex body of Hinduism, I welcome every one of you. What I am teaching is from original Agamas Yogapada. The science very clearly declares, Sadashiva is very clear, manifestation of these powers happen when you experience oneness with Sadashiva. choose your guru. The best thing is find a person who is enlightened, experienced, who can play with energy, who can directly transmit experience to you, and who is in tune with the original Shastras, the source of the knowledge. All the revealed scriptures available about the yoga directly by Sadashiva for you to do research, study, practice, question the people who teach.
The science of power manifestation is a gift to the humanity, which is authentic, time-tested, scientific, and foolproof. Diksha, or the initiation from His Divine Holiness, Nithyananda Paramashivam, makes the science directly an experience for the initiates. The experience is directly authenticated by the Pramanas. The Shastra Pramanas, the eternal, unchangeable truth revealed in the source scriptures, the Veda and Agamas. The Apta Pramanas, the experience of the Rishis, Munis, Ganas, Nayanamars, Alvars, and Siddhars, who are the authority of Hinduism, who have scientists who time tested and verified the science of power manifestation. The Atma Pramanas are the avatar who land on the planet Earth to give a superconscious breakthrough to humanity. His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, this millennium's avatar, personal experience of power manifestation. Shakshi Pramanas, or the experience of the millions of disciples, devotees, and followers initiated into the science of power manifestation by Bhagavan himself. Pratyaksha Pramanas, or the scientific studies which can be measuring the effect of being in the enlightened state.
Nithyananda Jnana Paddhati for the powerful cognition of changing the taste, power of will. Let's go to Bhagavan Satsang. Joy and temporal pleasure from sensory experience invariably leads to sorrow. Joy is a byproduct of fulfillment of an expectation. When the expectation is fulfilled the first time, we feel happy. Most likely, this may not happen the second time, next time around. So instead of joy, sorrow follows. When Krishna, he who is without anxiety, will reach me. He says that he who is in the present moment will reach me. In the present moment, our thoughts ceases and we are in the space of completion, and we can see with clarity the truth of our existence. Then we are one with him. Let go of anger, say Krishna. He who is without anger shall reach me. By literal understanding of the verse, none of us can reach Krishna. Of all of us express anger at one time or another. Anger is positive energy. Expressing anger can be positive both for the person expressing the anger and the one receiving it. This may sound strange, but it is true. Anger is often the product of guilt. We move into a defensive position. We feel guilty. When we realize we didn't wrong, we, instead of completing with this action, we become angry. Guilt is the biggest sin we commit. When we let go of guilt, then we can let go of our suppressed emotion of anger, regret, and defensive. People who appear calm on the surface, controlling the anger that they feel without expressing it, are sitting on a time bomb. Either it can explode unexpectedly, causing grave danger to them and others, or it can lead to self-destruction through cancer. It is perfectly possible. We should learn to direct anger at issue and take responsibility for issue rather than directing anger at people. Anger breeds anger. It's a vicious cycle. If, however, we express anger and express it fully against incident, event, or issue without personalizing it, we can let go of anger without harm to others and us. It is possible. You need to practice that. That's all. Bhagavan clearly says we should learn to direct anger at issues and take responsibility for issue rather than directing anger at people. Anger breeds anger. It is a vicious cycle. It is however we express anger, express it fully against the incident, event, or issue without personalizing it. We can let go of the anger without harm to others and us. It is possible. You need to practice. That's all. Bhagavan beautifully said about the anger. Now let's go to the Shastra Pramana. Shastra Pramana are the eternal, unchangeable truth revealed in the source scriptures, the Veda Agamas. Here, Shiva Sutra, Sutra 1.13. Icha Shakti Uma Kumari. Bhagavan Paramashiva says, his will is the energy of Shiva and it is called Uma, the independent power of Paramashiva. It is called Kumari, the cosmic energy that plays. Bhagavan beautifully said that how anger destroys us and others. More and more we are stuck in anger. We will be creating more and more chaos for us because anger breeds anger, Bhagavan says. Completing with the anger is completing with showing the anger on the issue rather than the person. Whenever we are not personalizing the anger on the object, the issue, simply the anger will be taken care when it is responsibly handled. Durvasa, when he went to see Krishna and Rukmani in Dwaraka, he told them that he was hungry and he wanted to eat. Krishna said, yes, he will make all the arrangement. Durvasa said, I want to go around Dwaraka and I want to see everything. He said, yes, we can do that. And Krishna arranged everything. But Durvasa said, only Rukmani and Krishna has to take me in a chariot. And Krishna took Rukmani and got that also ready. Then Durvasa sat and he whipped Krishna and Rukmani and they went around the whole city and they came back for eating. When they came back, Durvasa gave the sambar and told him that both of them should be applying on all part of the body because they were having hurt everywhere from Durvasa's beating. And he took everything and applied all over and came back. Durvasa asked, did you apply everywhere? Krishna said, yes. He said, but I cannot put Guru's Naivedyam Prasadam on my feet, so I did not do it. Durvasa said, oh my God, Krishna, you played a game now also. That is why the legs were not protected and the hunter shoot an arrow on Krishna's leg because the whole body Durvasa protected. The story goes like if it is directed towards a proper cause, Durvasa's anger, like Narada's chaos that he creates, is only for the auspiciousness to happen. It is not for putting somebody down or making somebody feel horrible or hurting somebody. The only reason the anger is shown is only to expand them to the next conscious level, giving them the powerful cognition. Bhagavan always gives us powerful cognition to make us understand where we are stuck and how we have to expand from where we are stuck. He clearly tells us many times for us to understand in many possible way how the anger is hurting us and others. There's nothing that can be achieved through anger. It is only creating chaos and more hurting ourselves. Bhagavan beautifully says how we can drop the anger, we'll be close to Krishna. Not to personalize it, and you take the responsibility and find the issue. If you're angry on the issue, try to solve it so everything becomes beautiful. With this powerful cognition, Shastra Pramana, let's go to Apta Pramana. Apta Pramana for the power of will. This is from Periya Puranam. Sirutondar was greatly grieved. He had thought that this monk had been specially sent by God to enable him to adhere to his vows and feed a Shiva Bhakta. Every day he was prepared to meet a demand from the Shiva Bhakta if only he agreed to take the Bhiksha. The monk then revealed his condition. O devotee, it is my habit to eat once in 6 months fresh meat of a pasu. That time, that time has now come. I doubt whether you will satisfy me. This word pasu has two meanings, an animal or a human being. Sirthondai Nayanar thought that the monk only meant animal meat and readily agreed. To his surprise, however, the sadhu revealed that he wanted human flesh. He also added, "Oh friend, it should be the meat of a child. The child should be 5 years of age. He must be healthy. He should be the only son for his parents. Such a boy must be held by the mother and cut into pieces by father. His meat must be cooked nicely and offered to me." How do how to find a boy of that sadhu's description? Sirithondai thought. He then realized that he has his own son fitted the description. The noble wife agreed too and asked Sirithondar to get the child from the school. As soon as he came, the mother held him in the lap. The innocent child was laughing when Sirithondar, with one stroke, he cut his throat, and the head is generally unfit for cooking and is not fit for being offered to Lord. So they gave it away to the maidservant and began to cook the rest of the meat. After worshipping Shiva Bhakta, Sirithundar was preparing to offer him the bhiksha. The sadhu ascertained the method adopted by them in cooking the meat. Sirithundar Nayanar explained everything except that the fact that it was their own son that they had sacrificed. The sadhu said he would eat the head too. The maid servant had anticipated this and had head cooked and ready. Once again, Sirthundar requested the yogi to have his meal. Now yogi wanted another Shiva Bhakta to eat with him. There was no one except Sirithundar Nayanar himself, so sat with the yogi, ready to eat the flesh of his own son. To please the yogi, yet one more condition had to be fulfilled. The yogi said that unless the host's son ate with him, the yogi would not eat. Sirithunda Nayanar tactfully explained that his son was not in the house, so could not join with him. But the yogi insisted, "Go out and call for him, he will come." Sirithunda Nayanar wanted to obey the yogi and did as the yogi had asked to do. Wonder of wonders, the young boy came running to the father as soon as the boy had cried aloud, Cyrilian, come here. The yogi wants you to eat with him. The parents were astonished to see their child come to the life. They entered the kitchen but could not find the yogi there. The meat has also disappeared. As they were searching for the yogi, the Lord appeared before them and blessed them and took them to his abode. Such a wonderful story where they went beyond anything that human can understand of giving their own child to Shiva for what he asked with all the condition, and simply when they broke their conditioning, Bhagavan simply appeared and blessed them for the ultimate. Now let's go to the Atma Pramana.
but not adequate to translate the silence of Mahadeva. Translating the silence of Mahadeva, even Saraswati feels inadequate. She may be eloquent in front of anything, but inadequate in front of Mahadeva's silence. Upanishads are Mahadeva's silence, translating that into words. It's only by Mahadeva's grace I can translate his silence into words and deliver. Understand? I was expanding on the concept of nation and desha. When decision makers, whether in the field of business or ruling, when decision makers are out of fear and greed, it is all about producing in mass and sharing it with the world. When the decision makers are caught in fear and greed, then it is all going to be about possessing and controlling. Wealth handled with incompletion will lead to possessiveness. Power handled with incompletion will become controlling. A powerless man, when he is given power, he will only be controlling. A poor man, when he is given wealth, he will only be possessing. Poor man does not even know how to live with wealth, I am telling you. He will just make a big godown, iron godown, thick walled iron godown, put everything inside and lock it and sleep on it, that's all, and die. And is this the purpose of wealth? And whole life he spent worrying, will anybody know what I am keeping under my bed, and will anybody steal it? A poverty-conscious man, even if he stumbles upon wealth, he can't live. Poor man, incomplete man, even if he sees wealth, he is not going to enjoy it, live it. He may possess it, he may not live it. Same way, a powerless man, frightened, fear-based person, even if he is given power, he will only be controlling it. He will not be expanding it. Person established in completion, in the space of completion, even if he does not have wealth, he knows how to create and live. Person based on completion, even the small powers which is available to him, he knows how to enrich people with power. Enriching people with power. Completion based lifestyle. I'm telling you. Constantly empower yourself. Constantly empower yourself. Constantly empower yourself. Have power. And go on empowering people with power. And I tell you, in whichever field you empower people, you will be becoming more and more powerful. Only by producing more musicians, you will become a great musician. Only by producing more dancers, you will become a great dancer. Only by producing more doctors, you will become a great doctor. Only by producing more rich people, you will become a richer person. Only by producing more leaders, you will be a great leader. Only by producing more enlightened beings, you will be an incarnation. Empowering people. Empowering people. Empowering can happen only if you feel powerful, complete inside. If you feel incomplete, empowering does not happen. I tell you, life has no hypocrisy. Life has no hypocrisy. Life has no hypocrisy. I think this is the punch statement for all of you today. Meditate, meditate, meditate. Life has no hypocrisy. When you are authentic in empowering people, you will become more powerful. When you are authentic, enriching people, you will be more enriched. No, I'll believe all this, but practically I know if I make him big, he will become big and I'll be small. This hypocrisy will only make you smaller and smaller, because life responds authentic way. Life has no hypocrisy.
Beautiful, Bhagavan said, life has no hypocrisy. Now, for Shakshi Pramana are the millions of disciple devotees all over the world initiated by Bhagavan, who have demonstrated and who's sharing all their powerful cognition and power manifestation. Here we have Vasudev. He says, Swamiji, with your blessing, I healed the following. The old lady was not eating any food because of her tongue was tasting bitter. So as soon as I gave her healing, she ate the food and it didn't taste bitter. This for manifesting the power of the will to change the taste of the solid for others. Now let's go to the instruction and Pratyaksha Pramana.
Prataksha Pramana, scientific studies what can be measured, measuring the effect of being in enlightenment state.
Now the Kenopanishad is taking it to the next level. Declaration, not prayer. Me, my ability to will. Understand? Just like you have various abilities, ability to see, ability to use your hands, ability to use your legs, ability to listen, ability to think, you have something called ability to will. The ability to will integrates all your abilities. The ability to will is the spiritual umbilical cord connection with cosmos. Understand, other than God, no one can will. When we are told only God's will be done, means actually no one else can have will. Only God can have will. If you are having the power to will, you are connected to God, you are part of God, you are Him. Understand? Power to will is umbilical cord connection with God. Our umbilical cord connection with God is our power to will. If you will, no one can deny it. Even God cannot deny it, because your will is bestowed on you by God.
The signs of power of will. The signs of power of will. Signs say that eye color is a character determined by two distinct factors: the pigmentation of the eye's iris and the frequency dependence of the scattering of light. In humans, the pigmentation of the iris varies from light brown to black, depending on the concentration of melanin in the iris, which is determined by our DNA. The appearance of blue and green, as well as hazel eyes, result from the Tyndall scattering of light. Eye color varies depending on the lighting conditions, especially for lighter colored eyes. Epigenetics is a study of heritable changes that do not involve DNA sequence, but DNA expression alterations. DNA, methylation, histone, acetylation. These alterations are triggered by different factors, such as nutrition, behavior, physical activity, working habits, smoking, and alcohol consumption. Stress meaning the very quality of our state of consciousness. Health is your nature. You don't need to create it. You just need to remember it. Then the epigenome starts to realign itself. From the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, His Divine Holiness, Bhagwan Nithyananda Paramashivam. Consciousness alters your DNA.
The epigenetics. They have done so much of research on this field, on this epigenome. Epigenome is a protein particle responsible for your genes and all the happenings based on genes. Please understand, we are always taught genes are responsible for our diseases. No, it's not true. Even your DNA is not responsible. The quality of your consciousness is responsible. The quality of consciousness can directly change DNA. Asan Church very beautifully proves even the persistent diseases handed over to you by the previous generations, like cancer, sugar, blood pressure, heart diseases, even they can be just altered, changed, transformed by the quality of your consciousness. Another research proves only 35% of your DNA is responsible, only 35% for what you are, who you are, how you are, and all the major factors like your longevity, disease, health and everything, only 35%. The science of epigenetics and the epigenome opens a new door to the great truths declared by Patanjali and Swatmarama. Patanjali in Raja Yoga Sutras and Swatmarama in Hatha Yoga Sutras. Shiva Sutras says very clearly, the man who is in perfect health just by his nisangalpa, means the intentionless consciousness, can transmit that to a human being or any being.
Make sure the setup is clean. Have the camera with a timestamp. If you have Jnananjan, keep it ready. If you can bring any solid food item, which is sattvic completely, which is vegetarian meal. Take a few moments to set up the camera. Download the timestamp app, click on the video, ensure the time is shown on the screen vividly and clearly. Make sure the camera is facing the object and you clearly to capture the most beautiful moments of Bhagwan's Shakti happening here. Please take a few minutes to set it up. Let's start with turning on the video recording. Put the Jnananjan, if you have them, between your eyebrows. Step 3, visualize Swamiji and bring awareness between your eyebrows. Step 4, gaze intensely at the object in front of you without touching. Step 5, through the power of will to change the taste of the solid. Taste should go from sweet to salt or any change of the taste. Please make a note. Step 6, share your videos with others and listen to others' experience and manifestation. Power manifestation instructions. Let's sit straight, the head, neck and back in a straight line so that beautifully the Kundalini energy raises to the Agnya where the manifestation happens. Usually our awareness is on Muladhara, Swadhisthana and Manipuraha, where navel center, your below navel center. Here, bringing the awareness to your third eye and sitting straight will give us amazing possibility of power manifestation. Now let's understand few words that Bhagwan is repeatedly using. Shakti Pada, oneness, be unclutched, initiation. So here first we will see in Bhagwan's words what is Shakti Pada.
Let me give an introduction about what is Shaktipada process. Please understand. You would have seen or heard about how the chicken sits on the egg and hatches. Of course, in the modern countries, this does not happen. Machine sits on the egg and our egg sits on the machine. In those days, originally when hens and chicken were getting produced on the planet Earth, the hen used to sit on the chicken and hen used to sit on the egg and the chicken will come out of the egg. See, same way, Sadashiva sitting means the ultimate cosmic energy sitting on the individual soul and making the individual soul into cosmic energy is Shaktipada. Hen sitting on the egg and making the chicken happen, same way You may think, how come, what is going on here? That hen is only sitting just by the body heat of the hen, the egg is becoming chicken. Because no surgery is done and nothing goes inside. It's only sitting. Same way, it is just sitting. It's only the presence, the Shaktipada, makes the individual soul into cosmic soul.
Beautifully, Bhagavan explained Shaktipada, how individual soul becomes cosmic soul. And let's listen to initiation.
You see, let me explain the initiation. Initiation is the process beyond your intellectual understanding. The transmission of lamp happens. Now, you understood something intellectually. There is something which is not understood, which can't be transmitted through the words. That is transmitted. That's what we call initiation. Sometimes I tell people that unless you are initiated, the techniques do not create the result. The reason is you do not grasp completely whatever is expressed through words. Initiation is like it just transmits whatever need to be transmitted beyond logic and beyond words. People ask me, why to wear this bracelet or this mala and all those things. This all will remind you. Why bracelet in the hand? It will remind you, before eating, did you meditate? It's a constant reminder. Before eating, let you be reminded, did you do the meditation? That is why this bracelet. That is why this mala. That is why this external things. Sometimes these external things does a big job of reminding you constantly. That is why take the help of external things also, nothing wrong. People ask me, why we can just be spiritual without having external things? If you can, really you are welcome. But I don't think anybody who speaks in that way is successful. I've never seen people becoming successful, avoiding the external things, just having internal things. And it is just a nice way of escaping from yourself.
Beautifully, Bhagavan explained initiation. Let's listen to be unclutched. What is to be unclutched?
The thoughts, every thought is independent, illogical, unconnected, and unclutched. Because the gap between two thoughts is too small. The neutral space between the two thoughts is too small. You think all the thoughts are connected and it is in the shape form. It is not. By your very nature, every thought is independent, illogical, unconnected, and unclutched. Between every thought, you experience a neutral space. When you change the gear, whether you go from neutral to 1 or 1 to 2 or 2 to 3 or 3 to 4 or 4 to whatever gears you may change, but every time you have to come to the neutral space. Only then you can go to the next gear. Even if you want to go from 2 to 3, you have to come to the neutral space. Only then you can go to 3. Same way, between every thought, you experience a neutral space. You experience a neutral space between every thought. Between every thought. That neutral space, that silence is what I call peace or bliss. The peace which exists, the bliss which exists already in you, between every thought, the gap of the thought, the gap between the thoughts, that neutral space is the peace, is the bliss. When you understand you are unconnected, independent, illogical, and unclutched by your very nature, you will start experiencing the neutral space in you, neutral space which exists in you. You will start living from moment to moment in spontaneity. We need to understand one more thing. This technique of being unclutched, it does miracles in your being, in the body level, or in the mental level, or in the being level. In every level, when you understand the truth, by your very nature, you are unclutched. The tremendous quantum transformation. You take a quantum jump. The transformation happens in quantum, not step by step. Just one jump. You take a quantum jump and experience the truth awakening in you.
The oneness space is the most beautiful space that Bhagavan himself is explaining how we are ferocious. Beyond the tiredness and boredom, we can experience the space of oneness and be unclutched.
Oneness is not imagination. Oneness is not visualization. Oneness is not even just declaration. It is your existence. An idea which is you is oneness. The idea which has become part of your very space, which does not tire you or bore you by the passage of the time, is oneness. Mahadeva says in the Agama, Sadashiva beautifully explains in the Agama, Kala, Yama cannot tire you or bring boredom to you if something becomes your space. Devi achieved the blissful state and union with Mahadeva on Shivaratri day because our space became oneness. Anything which brings tiredness or boredom has not yet become your space. If living in this body brings you tiredness and boredom, you are not going to be living in this body forever. When that becomes too much, you are going to drop it and move ahead. If you want to be in oneness forever, it should become part of your space, means you should become ferocious with you and break this very tiredness and boredom. Only when you deal you with the ferociousness, you break the tiredness and boredom. With that ferociousness, you need to make oneness as your space. Anything stands as an imagination in the length level, visualization in the breadth level, declaration in the depth level. If you open your time with ferociousness, it just sinks into space level. With this ferociousness, the time layer in you opens, and the oneness from imagination to visualization to declaration, it becomes your space, the way of existence.
The most important, Bhagavan says, being unclutched, understanding the Shaktipada, the oneness space, and chanting the Mahavakya. The Mahavakya, the power of the Mahavakya, pushes you into the higher states of consciousness. Here, Bhagavan himself explains how we can experience the Shaktipada, raised higher consciousness through Mahavakya.
It's one of the very important revelation by Sadashiva. All the electronic equipments work when the electrons are made to vibrate. That happens by the light. When the electricity is supplied, the light particle vibrates, the electronic equipment starts working. Just like that, the spiritual power and the umbilical cord connection, spiritual umbilical cord connection between you and me, it works with sound particle. For example, my integrity with the cosmos, Sadashiva, Mahasadashiva, it reverberates in certain level of frequency. When you are integrated to me, you also start reverberating in the same frequency. If your integrity goes down, that is when you start connecting with me only as a manager or this organization head or your Purvashram father, mother. Your connection with me goes down to the lower level if the integrity gets reduced. I was wondering, what is the way we can bring people to the higher integrity immediately and the feeling connection, so they start manifesting the powers, they start staying in the space of Sadashivatva. Sadashiva revealed a beautiful sound. I can tell you, this is like a password. At any point, if you are not able to bring yourself to oneness, you are a little shaken, disturbed, or for some reason, you are not able to bring yourself to oneness. This is like a password. You type, whether your mind feels connected or not, the energy will start flowing in you beyond the depth dimension. You see, all mind oscillation, restlessness, all mental idea based feeling connected or not feeling connected is only length, breadth, depth level, not in the space level. But this sound will straight infuse energy from the space level. Like for example, if the power goes off, automatically the generator will get switched on and the power supply will be going on. So end result will not be lost. Whether government power supply or the generator power supply, end result will not be stopped. So whenever you feel little that oneness is, you are not catching it, just feed this password. Immediately the oneness will open up and you will start manifesting the powers, energy, and the whole space will shift. It is directly from Sadashiva. It's a beautiful sound. I don't even want to say it's a mantra. It is not even a mantra because there is no meaning in it. You can't derive a meaning for it. It just flashed like a password for all the initiations I am giving. One single password for all the initiations I am giving. And the initiations I gave, I am giving, I will be giving for all that. This is like one password. Don't even repeat like a mantra. Just feed like a password and it will just open up. Your whole being will open up. Listen carefully. It starts with the vibration Om. Listen and then repeat. Om. Very deep. Om. Nithyananda. Nithyananda. Maha Sabashivoham.
So Bhagavan gave beautiful explanation of how you can be in Shaktipada. Visualize Paramashiva who has come down as Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam from Kailasha. Remembering Paramashiva in your third eye, again and again, bringing your awareness to your third eye simply makes you manifest powers. Absolute unclutching. How Bhagavan said, the neutral zone, nothing ever touches the screen. Like same way, the movie does not touch the screen, whether it is happening in ferocious or any soft, beautiful, nothing touches the screen. Be unclutched like the screen. And to experience the state of Paramashiva, your inner space being completely unclutched. Complete completion to experience the space of Paramashiva. Inside us, the complete completion happens when we are in tune with Paramashiva. That everything is redundant and irrelevant. The essence of completion is irrelevant. Nothing matters in your life because everything is complete completion. Oneness with Paramashiva. How Bhagavan said, in ferocious breaking the boredom and tiredness, just being in the space of oneness with Paramashiva to manifest the powers of Paramashiva. Tyaga as Paramashiva is your only strength, now declaring complete integrity with Bhagavan to experience the being of Paramashiva. How Bhagavan said, chanting the Mahavakya raises your frequency and that is your only strength to manifest any reality. Being in this beautiful space of Paramashiva, you can experience such a beautiful space, state, powers, and becoming the being of Paramashiva, manifesting whatever you want. Now, you'll be manifesting the powers, watching the oneness capsule, and chanting the Mahavakya, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. We'll be playing the Mahavakya and the oneness capsule for you to manifest powers. At end of the Mahavakya, you can start with the verification and sharing and causing. Thank you.
Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om 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 Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye
manifesting all our third eye. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eye. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om 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 Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vanni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Verification process for changing the taste of the food for other person. Make sure the video is verify that no video editing is done on Shakshi Pramana videos. Step 2, make sure the video is not stopped and restarted in the process of manifestation. Step 3, make sure all the videos are verified with the timestamp. Step 4, all videos should have the wide angle view covering both the person and the object clearly. Step 5, make sure to not touch object during the power manifestation. Step 6, make sure you don't tamper with the liquid or the solid in front of you by adding any substance like sugar or salt or any of them. Make sure power manifestation is done completely authentic. Beautiful. We are at the end of the power manifestation, but most important part of the power manifestation. Here, we are going to share all that you have manifested with the social media groups. Here we have Sri Kailasha Kotiyar Manifesting Power Groups. Thousands of people are part of that. And you can share there and you can post your powerful cognition and the videos. The link is tinyurl.com/power manifestation. It is at the left corner of the page. You can click on it and you can post your beautiful experience in the power manifestation group. Why sharing and causing is very important part of power manifestation. Bhagavan beautifully explains that sharing is pulling us out of delusion and causing is liberating us. We are the ones who need to start experiencing the higher states of reality, how we need to exist. Beautifully, Bhagavan explains when you are sharing with others the ultimate beautiful multidimensional logic, your brain rewires into the higher space of consciousness, the Turyatita state. Again and again, when you experience even a little bit, you share with the world, your experience becomes reality. Same thing when you cause others to come and get initiated for higher reality, you are caused into the higher purpose, the ultimate reality. Bhagavan says extreme causing, extreme power manifestation is extreme causing. So beautifully he explains how our strength is declared on Paramashiva. The power manifestation happens exactly in tune to that. And sharing with the world, continuously reiterating ourselves the experience that we had from the powerful cognition and manifesting the space of Paramashiva, the state of Paramashiva, the beings of Paramashiva, we become Paramashiva. Go on sharing and causing, which is the most important part of how you have experienced your reality. When you go to a temple, we pray and we see that beautiful experience happen in us, and then share with the world that how amazing the temple experience has manifested as your reality. Same way, when you manifest powers, when you share with the world, it becomes more and more the depth cognition of you, and you will be experiencing more powers. Even if you're manifested very small, it does not matter the quantity. Bhagavan says the quality is important. If it is authentic, please go ahead and share with the world. Do not doubt, have self-doubt, self-denial, self-hatred come and block anything. Experience the ultimate in deep seeking and gratitude. Bhagavan manifest in you with a deep prayer, that asking Bhagavan to make this reality as your existential reality. With that, let's end with the Purna Mantra, thanking Bhagavan for all these great experience. We have come to the end of the Power Manifestation course, and we end with the Purna Mantra. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purna Purnamadashyate Purnasya Purnamataya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat Sarvam Bhagavate Sri Nithyananda Parameshivam Padaka Arpanamastu. Om Nithyanandam. Thank you for participating in the Jnana Paddhati, Nithyananda Jnana Paddhati course. Please go ahead and select more power manifestation and every day experience the ultimate reality for yourself. Nithyananda.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham